What's going on, everybody? Abyss of Dagath, the new update for Warframe, is here, and with that we get the new HYDROID rework, which is absolutely insane. It makes him go from an average Warframe to an amazing Warframe, in my opinion, and I'm going to be talking about him today, his abilities, his passive, and a lot more about him, so let's get into it. First things first, RIP Undertow, man. Again, ability's gone, it's never coming back, and I mean, honestly, I'm not mad in the slightest because this new ability is infinitely better than Undertow ever could be. So with that being said, we're going to talk about that, the new ability on HYDROID, before we talk about anything else, because the new ability is insane. The old ability Undertow got swapped for a new ability called Plunder. When you use this ability on an enemy, you strip their armor, applying it to yourself, giving yourself an armor boost, and you give yourself corrosive damage on your abilities and your weapons. And if you use this ability on an enemy affected by corrosive, you get a greater increase in the corrosive percentage. One thing I've noticed when using this ability is that you want to actually make sure you're managing how often you use the three, if you are looking to make use of the armor you steal and the percentage bonus you get on your weapons and Warframe abilities from corrosive. If you don't really care about the buffs you get, then you can just spam this and strip armor as you please. But if you are trying to make use of those buffs, make sure you wait until the armor meter on the right side has completely disappeared to use the ability again. Or if you do use it quite often, make sure every time you use it on an enemy with full armor. The more armor they have, the more you get in return. So just keep that in mind when you're trying to have a lot of armor with this ability or just have a high percentage of corrosive damage. So again, going from puddle to literally robbing an enemy's armor, applying it to yourself with corrosive damage on your weapons and abilities as well for super maximum 1000% plus bonuses, bruh, he's crazy. And one of the best ways I found to use this ability is just use his fourth ability, the Tentacle Swarm, because this got an update as well. Instead of picking enemies up and then just kind of slamming them around, flopping them around, the area, now it picks them up and holds them still. So you know what you can do? You can use the 4 to pick them up and hold them still and strip their armor from them immediately, and they can't do anything about it. It's crazy. His first two abilities also got a rework, even though they're not as significant as the last two. They are still definitely important. On the first ability, instead of doing impact damage, you are now doing corrosive damage. They removed the charge time for the first ability, making it an instant proc. And finally, Tidal Surge, the second ability. They made this ability much easier to maneuver, as beforehand, once you used it, you were kind of stuck in going in a straight line. But now you can literally go in a straight line and immediately hit a 180 and still be in the ability, which makes spamming this ability now even more fun. Also, whenever you use Tidal Surge, any status you have applied to you is just immediately removed whenever you use this ability. Lastly, we're going to talk about his passive. I know I'm a little all over the place with the order, but I had to talk about the new ability before anything else. Come on now, that ability is crazy. Beforehand, his passive was really bad. When you had your melee weapon out and you did a slam attack on the ground, his passive gave you a 50% chance to spawn a tentacle, like in Tentacle Swarm, which is just awful. But now, his passive is actually pretty amazing. Whenever you damage enemies with HYDROID, it makes those enemies more vulnerable to corrosive. And that initial start of damage you do from any source, by the way, this is literally any damage source as long as you are HYDROID the Warframe, that first instance of damage will reduce their armor by 50%. So you can literally shoot them with one bullet and then 50% of their armor is gone. Then you can just take the rest of their armor with the 3. It's so cool, man. And for those wondering, I did see some comments on my last video about the Syandana type thing that I had on HYDROID. Let me be the first to tell you if you don't know, my dude. What you see right here, this little coat I got on my back, it's not actually a Syandana. It's part of HYDROID's Rackham skin that you can buy, and whenever you buy the skin, this comes with it as an attachment. So if you wanted to for some reason, you could still rock a Syandana on top of this, even though I don't recommend it, of course, but yeah, you definitely could do that if you wanted. And yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know what you think down below of the HYDROID rework. I'm absolutely loving it, as you could tell. And thank you guys so much for all the support on all the Warframe videos, guys. I really appreciate it. That's gonna be it for me, though, guys. With that being said, thanks for watching.